Hey guys, it's Connor Shadow again. So, I am shocked about how many people are subscribing and just how many views in total I'm getting. Thank you. I didn't know so many people would enjoy my stuff, and just so many people commenting, saying so many good stuff about my videos. It's y'all don't know how much that just helped me. But y'all aren't here to hear the sappy story, so let's get into the video. We left off when Izuku was asleep. We go to the next day. Izuku wakes up. He has to get ready for his new job. He gets up, he gets on the uniform that he got the day before, and he starts heading downstairs to the kitchen. He starts preparing breakfast since he has to get up first, and he prepares lunch for him and Jack, and he also prepares breakfast for him, Jack, and the rest of the family. He sets 3 plates on this table, and then he hears somebody else coming down the stairs, and he says, "Good morning," and Jack says, "Good morning to you too, Zuko." Jack heads to the table and starts eating. Jack says, "Oh, yeah, you start today, don't you?" Suki's saying, "Yeah, you start 10 months from now, right?" Yeah, but I do have to head in today. I think they wanted to talk to me because they do need some more people in Class 1A as guards. Yeah. Izuku saying, "Yeah, you're right." And then Jack bringing up the idea, "Oh, yeah, Izuku, aren't you gonna go to UA? Your powers would let you become a hero. Amazing hero." Izuku saying, "Yeah, that dream died a long time ago. If anything, I'd probably take up the job you have. Because that seems more of my style." Jack saying, "Yeah, that'd be fun. It'd be a reverse. It'd be kind of weird. Because it's probably a lot more similar to how it was there." And then Izuku noticing, "Yeah, back at the old place, right?" Jack picking up on it, saying, "Yeah, that that factory was just so weird. It kept using prisoners as like workers. It was just so weird. I still don't understand why they did that." And Izuku saying, "Yeah, it's quite annoying. All the heavy lifting. Yeah, I still feel bad. Good thing I got you out of there, though." And then Liz coming down and saying, "What? He was where?" Izuku saying, "Oh, um, yeah, we never told you, did we? Jack worked at a prison, or a weird type of prison. They mostly took kids that were like me, were meant to be quirkless, but then they figured out that quirkless people generate very powerful and dangerous quirks that change them psychotically, or should. Me, it was different. A lot different." Yo, Liz, what was your quirk again? Lightning? I could spark up lightning here and there, but it can only travel through my hair. Izuku says, let me shake your hand. Jack realizing what he's gonna do and saying, are you sure? Izuku saying, yeah, it's about time she learned what my ability is, what my quirk is. She taking out her hand and shaking Izuku's, and then all of a sudden feeling all of the energy out of her body just being sucked away. But then a second later, she feels energized again. Izuku saying, if you would like to take a look. She looks at him and sees his eyes are sparking with electricity, and that it's traveling all down his body, saying, I am able to copy quirks, but not only copy, but make them a lot stronger. Like Jack's over here, and then he ignites his arms. I can ignite my arms, where he can only ignite his hand. Then he deactivates the flame arm, and lightning. What should I call it? And then he also deactivates the lightning quirk, saying, "Well, I gotta go. Gotta go make some money, right?" Jack saying, "Yep. Sadly, I don't start. I might need to find an extra part-time job." Yeah, you might, but I think I can cover it for a little bit. Izuku heading out for the day. Let's skip a few hours later, around lunchtime. Izuku is in the back cooking. He's cooking this one dish for his very, 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 very high-standing family. The manager was very specific on, do not mess this up. If you do, then we'll be done for. But if you can cook it good enough, then they'll fundraise us and give us some more money to repair all the stuff that we got broken, all the broken equipment we have. Izuku understanding the dire circumstances, and is cooking to the best of his ability with whatever he has. And then once he's done, he puts it out for the waiters to take it, and he decides to take a glance at who the high-standing family was. He sees a man and a woman, and he thinks he sees another younger girl, about a little bit younger than him, and he just says, "Oh, okay, rich family, high quality food. Our food's probably not going to taste good to them, but it's worth a try, right?" And they start eating, and they are amazed. The guy thinks such a rundown restaurant can cook such high standard taste and delicious food, and then he demands to meet the cook, wanting to hire him for his residence. And the manager saying, That's up to him, sir. We recently just hired him, so I don't know that's up to him. And then she runs to the back and says, Zuku, they want to meet you. Can you come out here real quick? Zuku saying, yeah, and then getting one of the other cooks to take over for him real quick. He says, yeah, I'm coming right now. He's taking off his apron and gloves and walking out in his chef uniform. His chef uniform is a long chef coat with black and red stripes around it and black with the rest. Izuku coming out of the chef door and walking up to the table, saying, yeah, y'all wanted to meet me? I'm Izuku Midoriya. I'm the head cook here. I was the one that cooked your meal. And then he gets a better look at the people. Sees that they all have black hair. And the girl younger than him has black eyes. And she was looking at him with this look. He didn't like it. He didn't understand it. And the guy was like, so young. I didn't expect such a talented cook to be so young. He gets up and takes up and gives him his hand. I'm Mr. Yaoruzu of the Yaoruzu family. We run a big giant. We run a decent business, and we're looking for a good cook to cook for our residents. Izuku is saying, I don't know. That's kind of iffy, sir. I need money right now, so Yaruzo saying, that's understandable. How about we pay you triple what they pay you? And we'll only hire you for 5 months. Izuku thinking, and agrees. He tells the manager that he'll take less shifts from now on, but will still work there to make some more money on the side. He just won't work there as much as he did before, because he's been there for a few days, probably like around 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks sounds right. But then let's get a few months of his new schedule. He's right now at the Yaoruzu residence cooking for their dinner. He got a call from Jack not too long ago saying they had to go on a trip, and they decided to go to Germany for the next few months because they wanted to hang around there and just see the sights with their newborn child, Izumi, named after Izuku. But in female reverse. Izuku feeling really honored and takes and tells them have fun. And then he starts cooking again. And that was a few hours ago. Right now, let's go back to present. He just finished up cooking, and then he's setting the plates out on the table, ready for the Yaoruzus to come and eat. Mr. Yaoruzu is the first one to the dining room, saying, "Good afternoon. Izuku. Izuku responding, "Good afternoon, sir." Mr. Yaruzo laughing, saying, "You don't have to call me sir. Just call me Mr. Yaruzo." Izuku saying, "Okay, Mr. Yaruzo." After a while, they all get there and they started eating. They compliment Izuku on his fine dish that he made, and they tell him, aren't you, Miss Yaruzu asks, "Aren't you heading home soon, Izuku?" And Izuku saying, "Yeah, I have to head home and clean up the house for the people I'm living with." "Oh, so you don't live alone?" Izuku says, "No, I lived with the adopted family." Mrs. Yaruzu says, "Oh, I didn't realize. I'm sorry if I touched the soft spot." Izuku saying, "No, no, no, no. There's no harm in asking. It's just, bad memories. So, it's not your fault, Miss." Miss Yarozu saying, "Okay. If you do need anything, don't hesitate to ask us." Izuku pondering that, saying, "I could use one favor." And Mr. Yaruzu saying, "And that is, I need access to a satellite." It's quite an odd favor, but I just need access to a satellite for a few days. Mr. Yaruzu thinking, "I think that might be possible. Give me a second." He gets up and walks away for a second and starts calling somebody. A few minutes later, Mr. Yaruzu walks back in and says, "Here, this is the stuff to use that satellite that you need." Izuku saying, "Excellent, thank you." Bowing, and then said, I'll be heading off." He starts walking towards the kitchen and starts cleaning it up. After he finishes cleaning it up, he heads out and starts heading back home. On the way home, though, he noticed people in black clothing, all black clothing. Then he sees it, the symbol of the foundation, and says, "Dang it." He quickly goes behind them, and then all of a sudden he feels breathing on the back of his neck. And he's like, "What?" Turns around and sees he sees these monsters. Like, he sees these, like, this one beast that has no eyes. And then I think he remembers, didn't Jack say this was that SCP that could copy voices? Why the heck is this thing here? And then he quickly turns around quickly, blocking one hit from a guy. He sees tattoos on him. He says, "What the heck is, who is that? You ain't no normal human, are you?" The guy, obviously confused, and said, "What?" Izuku punching him in the stomach, but the guy quickly blocking it, but still getting shot back into the wall, breaking a few of the tiles, saying, "Huh, you're strong." Izuku saying, "You're an SCP, aren't you?" The guy saying, huh, that's interesting. How do you know about SCPs? Zuko quickly activating his armor and lighting the fire, making the gauntlets clawed and lighting them as well, and dashes forward with wind, using the wind on his legs as forward momentum, using it as like propulsors or like boosters. Yeah, boosters. Blasting forward and trying to go for a side swipe, but then the guy pulls out a sword out of like nowhere and slams it onto Zuko's side, knocking him down the street a little bit. Zuko trying not to break the tiles, the road, and succeeding, but then did put a hole into the road where he landed. And then he looks up, and then the guy's there right down in front of him. Zuko doing a tornado around his armor, around him, getting the guy off balance, and then he stabs his arm forward, dead into his chest. What should have been a normal, like, a wound that would kill somebody. But the guy, see, he is phased, but less phased than what a normal person should be. Izuku then feeling this energy just overwhelm him, and the guy going onto one knee, and his weapon disappears. Just disappears. And his tattoos just become faded. And then he's like, what the heck? What's happening? Izuku saying, taking his arm out and saying, so your ability is to create weapons, right? He manages to create a weapon out of wind. He made a katana out of wind, slicing it through the air, saying, this is a pretty neat ability. Then he twirls it around with his fingers and stabs the guy into the stomach and the chest where there was already a hole, stabbing it through, and then sliding it up, killing him. The other agents that were with Abel, what was his name? Abel? Yeah, Abel. And they are shaking in fear. Just absolute fear. Izuku glaring at them with two bright red eyes, and then appears right in front of them in a blink, with two blades made out of fire, red crimson fire. And says, if you run and say that you never found me, I'll let you live. But if you don't, if you try to bother me again, you won't have such a lucky chance or fun time as you did this go round. But then he takes one of his flaming katanas and throws it into the head of the beast that they're lugging after them. And then he says, and next time don't bring something like that. Izuku looking at it saying, still alive? What the heck is this thing? One of the guys saying, that's the nine voices. I think that's what it's called, yeah. the 9 voices. Izuku saying, 9 voices? The guy going into greater detail saying, it can copy the voice of the last person it ate to perfect, perfectly. He's stuttering in fear. The other guy and him start running away. Izuku repeating, if you tell anybody that you found me, I will hunt you down. Then Izuku heading over to the beast, the 9 voices, like he repeats to himself. He touches it, and he sees it get more limp and less energetic. And then he quickly takes its hand away. Then he makes a bronze sword, a long sword, and cleaves the head right off the beast. And then he touches it again, thinking, maybe this will do. And then he sees that, I thought so. The 9 voices is getting sucked up into the armor. So anything I kill gets sucked up into the armor, and I get more attributes. So maybe that's why I knew all that history from the possessive mask. Because they did say something about it being around for a while. It probably was in a great bit of history. And then he thinks, I should be getting home soon. He then starts walking, lugging around the thing that they use to transport the beast, saying, I can't leave this in the middle of the street. He lugs it to the back, the side of the house that they're living in. There's where they have the trash cans, thinking we could use it for like a trailer, he thinks, and starts trying to repurpose it as a trailer. He puts a hitch on it, he starts welding it with his fire, and he works on that for a few weeks while still cooking at the restaurant and for the Yarozus. And he just repeats that for a few years. Jack and his family still in not Japan, in Germany, saying that they'll probably live there for a few years because Izuku did inform him that they did find out that Izuku was there, and Izuku said that they should stay there for a few years to stay out of radar, and Jack agreeing, and then Izuku would pay the rent for the house that they were over in Japan, while they would live there in Germany or Europe for a while. We skip a few years, and now Izuku is 19. He is 3 years older than Momo, so he won't be in college when she is. He'll be in college way before she is. He's older than her. I have a plan with this. Izuku saying, telling Jack that, calling Jack and saying, yo, I just quit from my, head chef job, so do you got any way I could sign up somewhere else? Or do you think I could sign up at UA as that guard? And a few years? Jack saying, possibly. I still gotta head back. Izuku saying, yeah, why don't you head back? Let's see. Why don't you start heading back soon? Maybe a few months from now. You should start heading back. Jack saying, yeah, that would be a smart idea. I think I saw some agents when I was going to the grocery store. I think they were looking for some daily item, SCP or something, but it still doesn't feel comfortable me with them being so close. Azuki saying, I haven't seen any agents ever since I scared those two off. I wonder what excuse they made up. Jack saying, probably some stupid one, but nevertheless, they haven't been around, so I think it's safer there than it is here. Izuku saying, yeah, you're probably right. And then Izuku saying, well, I'm gonna head to bed now. Jack saying, same here. And then they hang up. Izuku goes to take a shower, and then he goes to lay in his bed, thinking, well, I just quit from that head chef place, so I should be able to put some more hours into the Rosu's. They do pay a lot better than the other place anyway. Um, well, he just continues thinking for a few hours and slowly drifts off to sleep. Well, I'm gonna leave it off here. I hope y'all enjoyed. I had, like, I don't know why I had so much fun doing this. Like, I've never had so much fun doing, like, anything. But I just enjoyed telling this and saying, I literally just took everything on the top of my head. I didn't plan any of this. This is literally straight from my head. None of this is planned. I do pre-plan a few stuff, like the Momo stuff and like how he's older than her. I got a plan for that, so none of y'all down there saying that they're the same age or Momo's older than him. I don't care. Like, I have a plan. So don't you worry. But besides that, see y'all next time. Bye.